would like to go ahead and talk about position and balance on the flute. Now, you want to strive for a comfortable hand position. I do apologize. There's a clarinet player in the background practicing some trills and licks and everything. But first off, I like to start by positioning the flute. Now, you want to make sure that your fingers cover one, skip the second one, three, and then your pinky will go just right on the key. So just like that. You also want to make sure that your thumb is on the flat thumb key just right there. And that's how you're going to actually have a position. I may have already talked about this before, but this is just another review and a little close up of what we're going to talk about, which will fit in. Okay. Now, in order to do this, I already showed you the comfortable position of how to sit. Now you have to make sure that your wrists are relaxed. Your wrists are exactly relaxed. All right. Now your fingers should be curled over the keys, just like that. See that? Just like that. Not like this, or not like that, or not like that. Now the thing is, you want to make sure is when you grasp, when you take the flute, using the right and the left hand, you're going to make sure that this your flute is going to balance right here between I think it's like the joint index key, and then it's going to be that will be the first point of balance, which will be the right thumb, right here, the right thumb, and it will be placed right here underneath your index finger. Now, the second point of balance is what I just showed you, third joint. And of course, you have to make sure you rest on the chin. Now, some people, you want to make sure that you don't cheat while holding the flute. So you're gonna have to make sure to learn how to properly balance it. Just balance it just right here. And your hardest key is going to be the C, which is going to be the first valve, the first key, I'm sorry, and then just like that. It's going to be harder for beginners because they're not going to be able to figure out how they're going to balance the flute, how they're going to hold it, and they're going to have it wrong. That they're going to keep dropping it, or they're going to stumble and they're not going to know where to actually hold it. So you want to make sure actually, I would say, good exercise to actually just balance there. Just practice that. Just balance, just like that. So to balance it, you want to make sure your thumb actually holds the flute, just like that, while resting it on your chin if you play a C, just like that. Now that we have discussed posture and balance and on the flute, we could probably talk about different types of tone production and tone exercises which might be useful. I would say that I think, since I'm a brass player, we have started on, I would say the F was probably my first note. And if we're going to be starting on F, I think the easy one to start off will have to be the B flat key. And of course, the B flat key is just like that. So I would say let's blow through your flute, the B flat. B flat. Ready? One, two. Just like that. Now, air. Like I said before, you're going to be using a lot of air. So you have to make sure when you have to blow across. Now you have to make sure for low, since I was like a low B, you're gonna have to make sure you're using slow air. So it's just like taking it's just like when you're on the window and you blowing warm air on that. It's like you're blowing condensation. Now, if you were willing to use it for like an upper octave, or I would say like a fast air to get like to go up octave, you have to use fast air. And with fast air, you have to make sure that the aperture or your embouchure is still the same, but you're producing a smaller hole. So we now it's going to take some time for beginners to actually create the upper octave sound, and it may take beginners some time to create the lower octave sound. It depends on which works best. So I would say it's best to start off on the lower octave first, practice that a few times, and then work your way up an octave. Now, when you're blowing through the upper octave, you're going to make sure that you aren't blowing the same direction, but you're actually blowing upward. You get what I'm saying? So if I was playing a beat, it will be now. See, as you can see, I'm blowing across, and I might be blowing down. But if I was blowing up, you're going to be taking your lips like, and you're going to push out like just like that. Now, for some different tone exercises, I would say doing long tones will probably work best for me. Um, if I was to actually give a sixth grader or a middle school or a fifth grader some music, I would say start off with doing long tones. And long tones is basically where you just for consistency, just take a note and you just sustain it. You just sustain it for 4 counts, cut off for 4 counts, let them rest, and then send it back again for 4 counts. I would say start off with doing long tones and then slowly build your way up the scale using whole notes. And with whole notes, that's going to give them to create and sustain the sound and noise, but it's also going to help them go up the scale. I would also say that you may want to like um, harmonics and singing and playing. That may be something that might require a lot and more, but I would say for beginners, start off with the easy stuff, the long tones first, and the scales, and then that way they can actually build their way up. I don't think I've actually talked about intonation, but what you also want to make sure is that a lot of times flutes will actually either sound sharp or flat, and the way to do that, like all instruments, what you're going to do is you're going to pull it up a little bit, just pull up. See? Just like that. Now, the flute is tuned to be sharp, so the head joint needs to be pulled out at least 1/4 of an inch from the barrel, which allows room for a good intonation. And I would say another thing is you can always roll in to get flatter or roll out to get sharper, which can be done while playing, either or. Well, this is all I have time for. I may be doing some more flute videos in the future for education or educator's sake, I would say. And just like I said, I'm still learning, and I hope to continue to grow and learn more. And like I said, I will probably post more videos soon. So this has been Flute Fundamentals with Ronald Atkinson, and I'll see you later.